Alright everybody, here I am in the Garrett metal detectors building, and this is their little museum they have. What starts off, they have their apparel, and then you come in here and it just shows a whole bunch of artifacts that some of their older machines. Then it has some of their carry cases. Then they have a wall here with a bunch of books about metal detecting and videos as well. Then this is the really cool wall. This wall has all their current models. You have the GTI series, and it goes into all there's the Ace 250s and 350s, and then there's the AT Pro and the AT Gold. And on the AT Pro there's the standard coil, the bigger coil, and on the AT Gold they got the smaller coil. Then they have the Garrett Infiniums, and that has a pretty big coil there on that one. And then the Garrett Sea Hunter, and then the pinpointers. So they don't have the ATX up here yet, but this is their current wall of their current models. And then you come here and you see things that have been found with the Garrett metal detectors over the years. There's some pretty cool pistols, and it talks about what's been found. And here's a bunch of coins that have been found. Some pretty old coins in here, really cool coins, some Greek coins. You got some Greek coins there. There's a whole bunch of rings that have been found. So this is a pretty cool museum they have here, and some other relics and artifacts. And here's some gold and silver that's been found. Just really cool. And then here we have some more relics that have been found. And here's some more old coins from Mr. Garrett's collection. And then they have this really cool model here. This isn't real, but it's just this guy looking for some treasure amongst the sea. And then we have a picture of, I believe that's Mr. Garrett with one of his earlier models. So we just got a nice, really cool building here. It's a really cool museum I'm going to look at. And their customer service here is absolutely wonderful. I'm here now. They're working on the machine here, and if you're in Texas, in Garland, Texas, come on down and check out the museum.
Hi, this is Steve Moore with Garrett Metal Detectors, and we'll just take a minute and I'll show you around a few of the treasures here in the museum.
Great.
Over here in this case, we've got a lot of shipwreck treasures, various time periods. A lot of the things you see in here, some were found by Charles Garrett, some were found by other people that have donated them to put on display. From cannons to coins to bronze pieces to silverware, pottery, all kind of stuff like that. And then the cases as we go down this row are just kind of a cross section of some of the treasures Mr. Garrett's found or other people have donated to the museum. And you can see from Spanish coins down there to Roman arrowheads from England, some various international treasures here. Some of them, date back before Christ as far as their age. Pieces from shipwrecks again here. Ancient Mayan statues. Each one of them's got a card in there that kind of gives you the background of the history of the piece. Here you get some precious minerals. You can see various gold pieces, silver and ore, copper. This is an exact replica of the Hand of Faith Nugget that was found in Australia back in the 1980s with the Garrett detector. The original is on display in the Golden Nugget Casino in Las Vegas. Moving down to the next case, you've got ancient and early weapons, swords, military pieces up there, some World War I, World War II. There's a few Civil War era type pieces in there. And going on down at the bottom, you've got Greek and even down there Native American pieces. Some from caverns and places like that where they were preserved pretty well, and all kind of different
Now,
stories.
is this a limited collection or a complete collection?
It's a limited collection. Mr. Garrett's got a lot of other things he chooses not to put on display. You know,
Sure.
some of his more valuable items or more personal items. But he just wanted to put out a cross section of the things you can find with metal detectors. Here's obviously just representative rings and coins. You know, some that he's found, some that others have found. You know, I'm sure he's got tens of thousands of other coins.
What's the most unique item you have here on display?
It's kind of, you know, each person's opinion of what's the most unique.
How about what's the oldest coin you have on display?
Probably some of the Roman coins that go back a couple thousand years. One of his favorite items is a little Lady Madonna and Christ Child figurine that he found in the Caribbean. It's in one of these cases back here that we just walked past. This is another cross section of some relics that he found. There's a picture of him actually hunting this old fort site, and some of the buttons and carved lead pieces and things. And of course, you've got pistols and guns and gambling utensils and all kind of things like that from the early days. And this other case over here has a couple of the early detectors and a Civil War rifle and some representative mini balls and musket balls.
Are these the first detectors or just the early ones?
The Hunter is one of the first ones. That is not number one, but it's early on.
What year would you say?
Oh, these are 1960s, you know, probably 65 or so in that model. The first ones in 64 did not have a hand grip on it, so I can tell it's not the very first. But
I see. So he found many of the things here on display with something like this.
These are many others. Over the years, he's always gone out and field tested all of his units, and you can see, like I said, some Civil War items here and early encampments.
Sure.
And then some symbols that have been painted over in white to denote, you know, serpentine marker, what's thought to be maybe the mark of Jesse James on that one. So it's just a cross section of some of the treasures that, you know, he's acquired or found over the years.
Sure. Now looking behind you, I see a whole bunch of your models.
Right.
And we see the oldest models here in the case. Tell us about the new ATX. When is that going to be available?
It's available this month. You know, we're shipping out our first ones right now, and, you know, we'll build up supplies as we move forward, but they're starting to go out right now as I speak. So that's kind of the new exciting machine. We just got back from Australia with a meeting over there with all of our dealers, and they're looking forward to it, very excited about it. So
very good. All right, great. Thank you very much for the tour.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, I'm going to take a closer look here at the things they found from shipwrecks and the beach. There's a silver compass ring, which is pretty cool here. And there's some coins here. There's a 1781 King George token. And then there's a 1740 King George III token. That's a 1781 King George III token as well. And they have a 19th century lighting rod, which is pretty cool. A bunch of keys. As we go down, there's a gold cross that was found in the water. But of everything here, I mean, here's a bunch of V nickels that was found in this cache. It's pretty cool. About 8 V nickels, 1889 to 1905. But here's one of probably my personal favorite likes here is this Victorian rose gold ring from 1897. That is cool. That I really like. And just a couple of old finds here from the shipwrecks. And there's even this big cannon they found. That must have been a tough one to dig up. And just a whole bunch of coins. Here's some reels. I don't know if they're duplicates or not, but there's some silver reels here. And these you can find on the Treasure Coast on the beach, and people have found them in the Northeast as well. These are from the shipwrecks, some Spanish reels. And just a couple of other artifacts. What do we have here? We have all these different things. It's very cool. So if you're in the Texas area and right outside of Dallas, check out this museum for the Garrett metal detectors.
Yeah, a couple of months ago we took lunch. everything and get a new project to be working on. We're still designing some plastics. He gave us a few items to look at. That's right. Plastic hardware. And, the company I wrote, DNA Group, who I was wanting to present to you, they want to look at more parts, particularly more plastics, and also these